The following is a Podbeard production.
EST 2016. This is
Interviews, music reviews, opinions, and more.
This is The Hodder Show.
What is up, everybody? We are One Audio here today on episode 233 of The Hodder Show. Hope you guys doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks so very much for tuning in and clicking that play button on today's episode of the podcast. I have an absolutely stellar episode of the show planned for you here today, as I try to do every single week here on The Hodder Show. Last week, of course, we got to sit down and have a chat with John Brusso of the Coywolves. That was a great chat. I want to thank everybody for their support with that. Also, it was brought to my attention pretty late, actually, on Wednesday that apparently The Hodder Show, all but last week's episode, disappeared from SoundCloud and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everything except for YouTube. And I was not aware that this was happening until well into Wednesday evening. So for those of you who maybe were looking for an old episode of The Hodder Show or something, I mean, I know that's kind of a stretch, but we do still get some archive listens and stuff fairly regularly every week. So if you listen to this episode and you're hearing it, I do apologize about that. It was a very simple mix-up with a payment method, and I'm very embarrassed the fact that it even happened. Usually SoundCloud's pretty cool to give me heads up on stuff like that, but for some reason it didn't happen this time, so it was just removed. But that is okay. We're back up and running as of right now. At least I sure as hell hope we are. We should be back up and running. As you guys hear this, everything should be back to normal, or if not, it will be very, very shortly. Give it till the end of today as you hear this. But today, talking about this episode of the show, we are getting to hear in its entirety the brand new record. That's right, brand spanking new. It came out literally 24 hours ago. As you guys are hearing this, we got to talk about it a little bit last week with my interview with John Brusso, of course, from the Coywolves, that I touched on earlier. We are going to get to hear that album in its entirety. So if you have not heard it yet, sit back, relax. You're going to enjoy it. It's a very cool album. Kind of a nice, it's got some cool, like, kind of modern classic rock vibes, a little bit of 90s rock grunge throwback in there as well. I'm digging it. There's some cool stuff on here. Now, because it is a full record, which is usually with these album showcases or album reviews or EP reviews or whatever you want to call them, we're going with the showcases from now on, of course. I do try to keep talking to a minimum, but especially when it comes to a full album, we're talking well over 30 minutes of music here. So my talking will be very much to a minimum, and I'm going to actually keep it until the end of the full record. So instead of me stopping after every song and talking about what I liked about it, I'm going to save all of that to the end and just kind of give a stamp, so to speak, a statement on the record as a whole, and talk about a couple of my favorite songs and what I really liked about those songs and the record as a whole and its vibe, if that makes more sense. Because with the showcase, you know, what I'm really looking to do is show you guys, hey, here's this music you gotta check out. This is like you're sitting in my living room and I'm showing you this record. That's what I want these to be. I don't necessarily want these to be a review, and that's why we've now slowly started going more into the showcasing. If there's something I really, really feel the need to talk about, of course I'll talk about it. And there was a couple songs that really resonated with me, so I definitely will be talking about this a little more in depth, but just kind of giving it, kind of like you're reading a social media post from me. That's basically what I'm trying to do with this. Like, we're just hanging out in my living room. Here's what's great about this record. Here's my favorite songs. Done. That's what we're looking to do as far as what you guys can expect from me, so that we just get to kind of the meat and potatoes of what These showcases are supposed to be me showcasing the music and talking a little bit about the artist. Now, obviously, we did learn quite a bit about the Coywolves history and John Brusso, of course, when he was on the show last week. So I don't have a big bio or anything for you guys because we basically already had a bio. We kind of did this in reverse, which has been really fun. As far as usually I'll do the review or the showcase for the band, and then I'll do an interview with them. Whereas I'm doing this kind of reverse, which has been really fun getting to hype it. And last week's episode did have some great reviews. So that was really cool, man. It was a lot of fun. Now, before we get into the record, I'm sure you guys are just licking your lips, chomping at the bit to get into it here. I just very quickly want to make sure that if you listening right now have a beard, or maybe you know someone who has a beard, maybe your significant other has a beard, or your father has a beard, or your uncle has a beard, or your cousin has a beard, or your boss has a beard, or your friend has a beard, or your I'm losing steam here, your coworker has a beard, or your mailman has a beard. It doesn't matter. If you have a beard or you know someone who has a beard, you need to send them right now to meanbeardco.com to enter the Meanest Beard Worldwide competition that is currently going on. If you are not familiar with it, basically all you need to know is this is a worldwide competition or contest in which Mean Beard is looking for the meanest beardsman. Now, as important as the beard itself is, what they're more interested in is the person behind the beard. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are your life mottos? Tell them a bit about yourself. That's what they're looking for. They're not just looking for a quick picture and look at how awesome my beard is and that's it. They want to know who you are. You know, Mean Beard, what truly is the definition of that is someone who obviously has a beard, but has a positive, aggressive attitude and stands with purpose and, you know, gives off that positive attitude and in an aggressive way, which some people always say to me, what does that mean? Basically, you are aggressively positive, which some people say, well, it's kind of an oxymoron. I'm like, not really. I like to consider myself, for the most part, I mean, obviously I have a bad day just like everyone else, but I like to consider myself a very positive, aggressive person in which I will be aggressively positive. If I see someone's having a bad day, I want to make them laugh. If I see that someone posted a status that's really negative that I think maybe I can have some insight on to maybe shine some light on something, I want to reach out to that person. Or if I'm having a bad day and I want to make myself laugh or just do something so that I can then not have a negative influence on someone else. Or if I can hold the door open for someone or, you know, be nice to someone at a store I'm getting something at or whatever, that's what it's all about. And they want to hear things like that from you. And obviously, as well as see the beard that you do have. All beards are welcome. It doesn't matter if you've got a 18-inch freaking thing hanging off your face. You got a beard like me. All beards are welcome, and any beard can be a mean beard. So go on meanbeardco.com right now. Go to the contest section of the website and the drop-down menu. Enter with the form. It's very, very easy. Again, all you need is a good high-quality picture, the story behind your beard, a little bit about yourself, your life motto, and what exactly you stand for. And just make sure that you read and follow the rules. Very, very simple. I hope to see some people that I know come out. There's already been a couple peeps that I know, so I'm very excited about that. But again, if you have a beard or you know someone in your life who has a beard, they got to get on this contest right now. The grand prize is $1,000 mean prize pack. What are you waiting for? Get on it. And if you know someone who has entered or you just want the chance to win $100 mean prize pack for yourself, go ahead and comment on the website blog and you will automatically be entered to win that $100 mean prize pack. So even if you enter the competition and you don't necessarily win, that's okay, because if you do comment on the blog on some of your favorite beards, you will automatically be entered to win that $100 prize pack. So don't mess around, don't miss out on this. The contest ends December 15th. They are accepting applications up to December 15th. Go on meanbeardco.com right now, and while you're there, why not check out some of the best beard product in the world, the meanest in beard care, Mean Beard. Now, we are ready to roll right now into this album showcase of the Coywolves, As You Were Meant To, the brand new record that just came out as you're hearing this yesterday, December 4th. And it is a really fun, really cool record. I know you guys are going to dig it. If you're fans of rock and you're fans of kind of maybe a little more of a classic rock tinge of stuff, you're really going to dig it. There's definitely some bangers on here, that is for damn sure. But real quick, if you didn't happen to hear my interview last week with John Brusso, he's the main man of the Coywolves. He's kind of the one-man band right now for the Coywolves, but he will be putting together a full band for live performances in 2020. So very excited about that. But if you didn't hear that interview, I do strongly implore you to go back and check that interview out after you have listened to this podcast and just kind of get a whole new appreciation for the man behind the music and also the album itself and their recording process. But if you didn't hear that interview, the Coywolves were founded by John Brusso in 2015 in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. The debut album, Rise of the Coywolves, was released during Brusso's second year of high school in the fall of 2015. Following that, he did release Rising Call, which was their sophomoric effort, in 2017. Now, as he spoke about last week, this was all self-done, self-funded. He recorded it all himself, did all the production. And obviously, he joked a little bit about the fact that, I kind of cringe at some of the stuff I was releasing back then. But, this was almost 5 years ago. So obviously, you grow as a performer and you grow as a songwriter and you grow as a musician. But, even back then, man, he had the riffs and he had some great hooks and he had some great lines and stuff. So he really had something. And learning a bit about him and his background, the fact that, he is such a fan of obviously classic rock and kind of the classic rock revival that's been happening. And, he's a big fan of people like John Petrucci, who of course played in Red Hot Chili Peppers, and his guitar playing style is it's tasteful and there's a lot of soul and feel there. But also at the same time, it's kind of dirty and I like it, He's got some cool tones and definitely has some riffage, and you're going to find that in this record, As You Were Meant To. See what I did there? But as I said earlier, what we're going to do here is kind of a little different than what I usually do with my reviews. But again, with the album showcase, which is what now the Hod Show Music Reviews is now being called the Hod Show Music Showcase, I'm going to kind of shift things a little bit more as the showcases grow here. So what I'm going to do here with this particular showcase is I'm going to play the album front to back. And aside from about a halfway through ad spot from my man, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts, you're not going to have me interrupting you saying what I like about, I really like that one riff in the second verse. You're not going to hear any of that crap on this episode. We're going to do that all at the end, after you get the full taste of the record and you can form your own opinion on the record. I'm going to then kind of give my 2 cents, again, talk about a couple songs that are kind of my favorite. I'm going to pick a couple. It's trickier when you are doing a full record because there's a lot more material, a lot more content. Definitely no fillers in this record, which I really appreciated. So I want to make sure you guys get the full rundown of the record, just like we're sitting in my living room listening to it. And if we were doing that, would I stop after each song and turn to you and say, what I really liked about that song is, no, we're going to talk about it at the end. So sit back and relax, kick up your feet. We're going to have a good time. And maybe if you listen to this on your commute to work or at work, crank it up because you're going to have a ball with this one. That is for damn sure. Here we go with the first track off of the brand new record from the Coywolves, As You Were Meant To. We're getting into it right now with See the Way. Crank it up. I'll see you guys in a bit.
And then my feet warm to the bone, trying to run away from you. suddenly cause the chains were all unknown. But the snake charmer that's in my ear still keeps me on the phone. It's always there, it'll never leave cause the seed's already sown. I've loved, I've won, I've lost, but I guess you say I've grown. A moment's peace, let me see the way. Won't be beat, can I make my day today? A moment's peace, running like the world.
Hey guys, it's TJ interrupting here. We just heard 5 stellar freaking tracks off of As You Were Meant To by the Coywolves, which if for some reason you weirdly fast forward and have no idea what you're listening to, is the record we are currently showcasing here on the Harder Show. Hope that you are digging it as much as I am. We just heard See the Way, As You Were Meant To, Running Like the Wild, All I Need, and Gonna Come Back For Ya, tracks 1 through 5, and I got 5 more bangers, but first, I gotta take a second to give a much needed shout out to my good personal friend, one of the best dudes on the face of the earth, and the best graphic designer out there, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts. Hey you. Yeah, you, listening to the Harder Show right now. Are you maybe in a band? Maybe you're a content creator? Maybe you're a performer of some kind who needs t-shirts or logos? Or are you maybe a business owner who's in need of some mailers or some brochures for your business? Maybe some business cards as well? Or are you someone who just needs some family photos edited and you're looking for the perfect graphic designer for you? You need to look no further than my man, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts. Jaybird Digital Arts is a local business, and you will be supporting the local economy. You will be dealing directly with the boss. There's no sales reps. There's no runaround. You're dealing with the man himself. Above par work at below par rates, and he has over 10 years experience. He will work long and late to make sure your project gets finished on time and on budget. If you have been living under a rock, everybody is using Jaybird Digital Arts, from myself and the whole Podbeard Network, Chinlock Wrestling, House of Hardcore, tons of different bands, Gino's Pizza. Everyone is using Jaybird Digital Arts. And he offers so many other services I don't even have time to list right now. It would take the whole podcast, but whatever you need, he has your hookup, and he will make sure that he is unique and that you will stand out from the crowd. Contact him today for a free quote by going on JaybirDigitalArts.com, or you can also check him out on Facebook and Instagram at Jaybird Digital Arts and search hashtag Jaybird Digital Arts for a look at all of his awesome and unique work. And you can also contact him by email at jaybird.digital.arts@gmail.com. And on top of all of that, if you contact him today and let him know that your boy Harder sent you, he'll even give you a little discount skis on his already fantastic prices. I can assure you, you will find no one better and not a better human being on this earth than Jaybird Digital Arts. And always remember this, folks. His business is not successful unless your business looks great. Contact Jaybird Digital Arts for your free quote today. All right, guys, with that out of the way, let's get back to the rock. We got 5 more tracks to go here on the Coywolves' brand new record, As You Were Meant To. Crank it up. Let's get right back into it with Clocks Burned, Lessons Learned.
pizza for the town. Love will be around. We will surely find a way. ceiling, it could never be true for me. Visions running through my mind and I don't know what to believe. Doesn't seem to change too much when the days turn to night. Far beyond Canadian hills, the line will come in sight. Going on, I don't need rest. The gun keeps me at my best. I'm gonna run this whole damn town when I'm through with my time in the West. Far along and far away, it'll all be on display. Down in the land where the sun sets, where your heroes come to play. Going on, I don't need rest. The gun keeps me at my best. I'm gonna run this whole damn town when I'm through with my time in the West. Going on, I don't need rest. The gun keeps me at my best. I'm gonna run this whole damn town piano haze still on the way. Despite the miles, and it is with that grace sees through my mistakes. So far beyond me, foes back to stay, only we must wait. What makes us stronger, I won't let you down, but I can't stand now. I'm gonna come back for you, gonna come back for you. Days to pass the time away. The one exception, nights from the town keep me on the ground. Pursuing patience, though the wind may blow, echoing back your throat. Help continue, I won't let you down, we will soon be found. I'm gonna come back for you, gonna come back for you.
All right, guys, there you have it. The rest of the tracks from As You Were Meant To by the Coywolves. We heard after the break, we heard again, that was Clocks Burned, Lessons Learned, which was the 6th track on the record. Then Come As One, which was the 7th track. Journey to the West, which was the 8th track. The 9th track, which was Blood Pact. And then the 10th track, which is the acoustic version of Gonna Come Back For Ya. So first off, man, hell of a record. Big round of applause for the Coywolves, man. God damn. John, man, you killed it on that record, dude. Absolutely spectacular. Now, as I said in the intro, I'm going to do things a little differently here now with the showcases, kind of as I progress with them. Obviously, instead of me giving my thoughts on every single song after, I wanted to kind of pick a couple songs that I liked, kind of my 3 favorite points on the record and what I really liked about those songs, and then kind of give an overall vibe of the record instead of sitting here for another half hour, you know, dissecting each song and I really appreciated the E minor 3rd chord on the 2nd verse in the 4th bar. It's like, nah, who gives a shit, okay? Let's be serious. You were here to check out some great music, and then maybe hear some brief thoughts from me on what I thought about it. Again, just like we're sitting in my living room and I'm showing you this record. So now that I've shown you the record, I want to talk briefly about my 3 favorite moments on the record. Kind of the album standouts for me, if you will. Now, obviously, I hope this opens up the conversation, because not only do I want you guys to go check out the Coywolves wherever you can find them on the social media, or if you are maybe in the area and you want to catch them live, I can only imagine how they'd be live, man. Goddamn. Be a hell of a performer, that is for damn sure. But I'm hoping this picks up a conversation because maybe you liked the same tracks that I did, or maybe you thought, oh, you know, I really like this song and here's why. That's what I want this to be. This is to showcase these musicians or this musician and their record or their EP. That's what this is all about. It's all about the positivity and the love of music. And speaking of which, the 3 songs that I loved off this record, my 3 favorite moments. The first one that I really dug was actually the first track on the record, See the Way. Now, I find I'm a fan of album openers. I don't know. I like when I first turn on your record or your EP, I want something to catch me right away. And that's what, to me, See the Way does. Right away, I dug the super groovy kind of rock and roll vibe that we were greeted with. You know, it brought everything that I wanted to hear in that track after hearing that intro. Very hooky chorus. I was kind of, not surprised, but like, oh, nice. Like, this is a really cool hooky chorus. Very soulful guitar solo and guitar playing. If you guys listen to my interview with John, we talked a little bit about the fact of how, you know, truly great players and great solos, you really truly feel. And throughout this whole record, it is laden with very tasteful and soulful guitar playing from John. And See the Way right away establish, okay, guys, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get some great groovy rock, some great guitar work, some great vocals, and that's what we got. Perfect way to start off the record, in my opinion. And then the next song that was another favorite of mine and a very fun moment on the record for me was Gonna Come Back For You, which was kind of the ballad, I guess, if we had to pick one for the record. Certainly a much welcomed ballad style song that was full of personality. Man, John really shows his diversity, showing off, as far as with guitar playing especially, you know, showing off kind of some fingerstyle playing. Lots of just super creamy, tasteful leads that are just all throughout this track. And the harmonies that he laid down as well really stuck out to me. Really enjoyed that. And also, of course, the acoustic version of this track was the last song that we heard before the record was over, and it was great on its own as well. It was kind of a different vibe without having those kind of really creamy, clean electric guitar tones for the leads, but I still really dug it. And I'm kind of a ballad guy, I'm not gonna lie to you, but that was a lot of fun, man. Really dug that tune, and that's definitely another one that I would point to when someone says, hey man, what's up with the Coywolves? Recommend the song to me. That's definitely one I would recommend big time. And then in my own personal opinion, my favorite moment on the record, my favorite song on the record, all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is Journey to the West. Let me taste that riff, son. That's right, I brought that saying back. But real talk, man, Journey to the West, without a doubt, the most enjoyable moment on the record for me. I was kind of blew me away. I wasn't expecting kind of a straight, heavy electric guitar driven song, as far as a distorted electric guitar driven. Obviously we had a lot of moments that were kind of some heavy guitar moments, but as far as from start to finish, you know, not really any clean guitars, none of that stuff going on, just straight balls to the walls guitar playing. I was loving it, absolutely loving it. That first riff, man, tasty. Let me get that riff in my mouth, homie, seriously. Only I can make the stupidest joke come back, for real. But man, the kind of that kind of hypnotizing almost lead part that he had in there too, it really stuck out to me. Followed up with some fiery solo work. God damn, John, seriously, dude. Like, I'm sitting listening to this, and I'm you know, I'm just sitting there with my headphones on, just like, I literally think I said like, God damn, out loud. I was just like, what the hell? Like, just when you think, oh, he's probably going to take a turn on this solo now, maybe. Nope. He's going to literally let his guitar on fire and just let it burn for a while. And that's what he did. Especially at kind of the break there, it was just the drums and the guitar. Forget about it. That is a spicy meatball. God damn, that was just fantastic, man. Absolutely awesome. I was bowing down at that point. In all seriousness, if he was in front of me, I would have been bowing to him for. But again, yes, it was fiery and it was kind of shreddy rock and roll playing, but it was still tasteful. And overall, kind of my finishing off my thoughts on the record, very groovy, straight up rock record, tons of stellar riffs, some gritty vocals, but clean and very pleasant gritty vocals. Sometimes when you say, oh yeah, the vocals are really gritty and rock and roll, I like it, that could maybe be taken as a bad thing, but to me, I don't get that vibe at all, man. What John has is a very, and I think we kind of touched on this in the interview, his vocal style is it's very 90s rock to me. And I'm a fan of that. So I really, really dig that. Some great rock and roll vocal hooks, some soaring choruses too. Late in the entire record, there was more than even just the songs. Obviously, I just picked the 3, as I'm kind of going to do on this. There was a lot of very unique vocal hooks and some great soaring choruses, man. And, kind of this whole, and we touched on this in the interview as well, but we talked about kind of the classic rock revival, how it's been a big talk lately. And I'm someone who, I'm for it so long as it's unique. And do I think that the Coywolves can be lumped in as kind of a classic rock revival band? I think I can see them kind of in that direction. But it is an extremely unique take. And it kind of has that vibe, but in a different way. It's not like I'm sitting there listening to them and going, oh, I've heard this before. Because I haven't. And that's what's so fun about it for me as someone who likes very unique music. Especially when there's, songs like Journey to the West and Gonna Come Back For You and See the Way, where to me they are kind of 3 polar opposite songs in the spectrum. And I think that's why I like them so much, because they were so different from each other. Not that the other songs were different, but just to me, those 3 songs really were the ones that stuck out to me. And when I sit down and listen to a record, that tends to be what draws me in, are the songs that are different, like really different from everything else. And you kind of get a vibe for the record and you're groomed to it, and all of a sudden there's a curveball thrown at you. And I kind of like that. I'm always a fan of that kind of stuff. But again, man, I got some serious, very kind of 90s rock grunge vibes with some of the vocal hooks and John's kind of gritty, but, very stellar voice. Instrumentally, it was definitely kind of more like I was touching on a little bit earlier about the kind of that classic rock revival sound, the guitar tones and that, I believe he's playing a Strat. So it's very kind of has that nice straight up rock, kind of clean bluesy rock Strat sound, which, that is a very popular sound. And I mean, that is, you can't beat that freaking combination. That's for damn sure. And it really suited his voice and the music. Soulful guitar solos that show some serious chops, while the rhythms that he laid down, not just on guitar too, but also his bass work and the drums that he did program were just, it was the perfect foundation. And overall, he's got some great tunes, man. And I think that the energy that he brought to this record, especially comparing it to his past 2 records, there's maturity here. And, this is a whole different musician than the guy that we were introduced to, 4 or 5 years ago with Rise of the Coywolves. And I'm for it, man. I really, really enjoyed it. And I find myself actually wanting to pick up my guitar and just kind of jam out a bit, man. It's cool. It's a groovy, straight up rock and roll record, man. And what is not to like about that, all while still having a very unique vibe. And I think overall, my favorite part about the record actually is John's voice. And as much as I love the guitar playing, obviously, and he's a stellar guitar player, I think his voice it's unique, especially for kind of the generation that we're in now. Some people like a very, clean rock and roll singer, which is great. And I do enjoy that as well. But I'm kind of a fan of someone who maybe has a little bit more of a unique kind of gritty voice, and that's what John provides. So I think overall I think that's why I really resonated a lot with this record. And I hope that you guys did too. Be sure to comment. Let me know what your 3 favorite tracks were, or your favorite moment on the record, your favorite song. I would love to hear from you on that. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on what you thought of this record that we showcase here today on the Hod Show Music Showcase, as you were meant to by the Coywolves. If you're looking to check the Coywolves out, they do have Facebook and Instagram under Coywolves Music. You can listen to this album on repeat as much as you want by going on Spotify or any other music streaming service. It is out as of yesterday, so you can go check it out. But again, be sure to follow the Coywolves on social media to keep up with everything that's going on with them. If for some reason you did not hear my interview with John from the Coywolves, who again he's the main man, he's the one that did everything on this record, sure to go back and listen to that. That was episode 232 last week. Go check it out. Kind of some great insight into the mind behind this stellar record, and also a little bit behind the songs, a little bit behind music in general, his influences. Just a really great chat, man. He was a great guest. And I want to thank John for not only, he hit me up and really was excited about wanting to work with me. And that's always really cool for me, man. And it's been great. We started talking about this, early this year. No, it was early this year. So it was great that now we're ending off the year being able to get this out. And again, I just really hope you guys enjoyed it, because this was a very, very fun episode for me to do. But with that, we are ready to start wrapping it up here on the Hodder Show. I want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in, regardless of how you were listening. If you're listening, say, on maybe the Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube or any other way that you listen to podcasts, if you have not, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're able to leave me a rating, if maybe you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please do leave me a rating. It helps the show and means the world to me. Thank you so very much. And if you're listening in on the YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like or dislike. And be sure to comment and let me know what you thought of the record and your favorite moments are. I've got some more video content coming to the Hodder Show YouTube channel. Going to try and do another Hodder Plays soon, because that was fun. And I love podcasting, but also it's fun to do something different once in a while. And then, of course, I need to give a massive shout outs to my friends, the Hod Heads, which are my Patreon supporters, www.patreon.com/The Hodder Show. If you are not familiar with what Patreon is, basically it is a way that you can help support the show and you can help grow the show by giving a little something every month. It is not a donation. It is a subscription in which you will receive exclusive content, exclusive offers, and behind-the-scenes information about the show. For example, if you join the $1 tier, you will get personalized shoutouts every single week here on the show, as well as on social media, either for you, or if you're maybe in a band or you're a content creator or you have a business you want me to kind of give a little personalized shout out to. I will do that like I'm going to do in a moment to my Hod Heads, which of course are what I call my Patreon subscribers. And you will also guys kind of be able to see what's going on, a little behind the scenes stuff. If you join the $5 a month tier, you will not only get all of that, but you will get exclusive content that no one else will hear. For example, I have a new podcast that I'm doing strictly for my Patreon. That's kind of a fun, random podcast that's I've been mulling the idea around of doing. So far, I've had some fun feedback. It's just a fun kind of random, fun little thing that I'm doing. And of course, I don't want to give anything away because if you really want to check it out, you got to join the Patreon, or you at least make the effort of hitting your boy up, and maybe I'll at least kind of give you a little insight on what it is. But if you want to hear it, you got to be on the Patreon. And with some things I've planned for it, you'll definitely want to check that out because it's just stuff you're not going to hear on the Hodder Show ever, things that I talk about. Just never going to happen. And also, if you're in the $5 tier, you do get a discount on merchandise when it becomes available. And let me tell you right now, I think I finally found the place I'm going to get it. And I'm very excited. Hopefully in the new year, in January, I'm going to get the ball rolling on that. And then, of course, we have the $10 tier, which is you get all that, exclusive bonus content and all that. And on top of it, I will just give you the merchandise. No discounts, nothing like that. I'll just give it to you. If you're giving me $10 a month, I will give you the t-shirt or the hat or stickers or whatever the hell we call them. But it's going to be shirts to start for sure. But you will get it absolutely for free, no questions asked. And then last but absolutely not least, we have what I am calling a advertiser spot. Now, what this is, it's $20 a month to advertise on the Hodder Show. Now, the difference between me giving you a shout out and actually advertising your product is I will do either an ad read like I do for Jaybird Digital Arts, where it's either halfway through the show where I can do it in the intro or the outro or whatever we discuss, or I can potentially work with people to make you an actual ad, like an ad you hear on the radio. I know the people that can make that happen, folks. My show reaches a very diverse audience, and as the show grows, I'm reaching more people, man. The Hodder Show is listened to all over the world, and I have proof of that. And we are getting up now into high hundreds, almost into the thousands, very slowly creeping up there every single month. And if I think that you have a product or service that is right to advertise on this show, we will make it happen. Now, obviously, if you do the $20 a month, you do it and you go, you know what, I'm not sure if this is a good fit. No hard feelings. There is no long-term commitment I need from you or anything. And just as a sign of good faith, if you do sign up for the 1 month and you decide not to renew it, I will still run your ad for that next month. Again, just as a thank you and a sign of good faith. So if you potentially have a product or a service you think you could advertise on the show, hit me up, let me know. If I think it's a good fit, we'll make it happen. If I think maybe, I don't know if I'll be able to help you out, I am not going to waste your time. I'll be 100% brutally honest with you if I think that, you know, I know my listeners won't necessarily be into it, or I know I won't be able to give a, you know, like say, for example, I don't vape. So, you know, will I advertise a vape shop or vape juice company? Probably not. Because I'm not going to lie to my audience and be like, oh yes, I use this vape juice. But maybe could we look at making an ad? Absolutely we could. Or could I still give a read about how great the company is? Absolutely, for sure. But if it's a product that I can either use or a service I can use or recommend, that's kind of a little more broad spectrum. I think that's the best bet. But either way, it's cool, man. The Patreon's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to continue growing it as the show grows, and it is really helping push the show forward. Now, of course, my Hod Heads, we have Mr. Scott, who has been a longtime friend of mine for like 15 years, more than that, 20 years even. I don't even freaking, I'm trying to think now. Every single week I do this. I'm always like, how are we even friends? It's been at least 15 years, man. Scott's a good friend of mine. Also a hell of a guitar player, by the way. I always forget to mention that. But also is the sole proprietor of the best damn window cleaning company around. If you are in the Clarington, Ontario, Canada area, and you got maybe some windows you need cleaned, or your gutters need to be cleaned, or some power washing done, or maybe it is, you know, wintertime, maybe you need some Christmas lights put up, hit my boy up at Suds Window Cleaning. He will get you hooked up. Man, he's the best. I've had the pleasure of, knowing Scott for a long time and seeing his work. And he's the best. Now, he does not subscribe to the Patreon so that I will plug his company. But I do anyway, just because I believe in it and because I want to give, a personalized shout out. So Scott, thank you very much for all the support, my man. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for your friendship as well, my dude. And then, of course, we have Will, who is the main man of one of the best goddamn punk rock bands out there. They are one of the finest for damn sure. Rolls Royce. Now, if you don't know who Rolls Royce is, I actually covered their latest effort and so on the Harder Show. It was one of my all-time favorite reviews that I ever did. They were another band that actually hit me up, and it was really cool because they were one of the first bands that ever did it, and that was cool. Turned out they were awesome dudes. I've had Will on the show twice now. We did a 2-part. It was actually a video interview as well that is on the YouTube if you want to go check that out. He was a great guest, great dude, hell of a musician. Rolls Royce is a spectacular band. If you're a fan of kind of more, what's the best way to put this? A little more friendly punk rock, a little more good time punk rock. Six Beers is still like I still rock that song all the time. I love that song. Who doesn't like, it's just a song about drinking beer in the shower, basically. Who doesn't like that? I mean, come on. The whole premise behind even the record and so on is like you're sitting in a bar with your friends singing along to it. So if that sounds appealing to you, check Rolls Royce out. The spelling of that is RAWLS, Rolls Royce, ROYCE. Check them out. Let them know that Hod sent you. I think they're maybe cooking something up right now as well. So stay tuned for that, folks. But with that, Will, I do appreciate the support, my man. Thank you very much. And also, I appreciate your friendship, my dude. Thank you very, very much. And if you want to get personalized shoutouts like that every single week on the show, check out the Patreon again, www.patreon.com/The Hotter Show. But if you are still listening to this right now, you are literally the best person in the world. Thank you so very, very much. It means the world to me. Audio fist bump. Yeah. And again, the Patreon is 100% optional. I do not expect people to join the Patreon. It's just something extra. If I can hit that $30 a month goal, which means I will get $30 a month income from the Patreon, that will pay for the Harder Show every month. Now, you might be like, what the hell? What do you mean pay for it? I have to actually pay to do this show, which does surprise some people. But that's just the podcast world, unfortunately. There's not any reliable and good free podcast websites out there that I'm aware of. So aside from doing it on YouTube, and then I can't have it on Spotify or anything, I do have to pay. And $30 a month would cover that, as well as some website fees and stuff I have as well. And you're not only supporting me, but you're also supporting the Podbeard Network and all my affiliates on there. Shout outs to them. So just something to think about. But either way, I just appreciate the hell out of the support and for listening. Thank you so very much. And if you are still listening at this point, just, let's do an audio hug. Let's bring it in. Come on. Don't be lame. Bring it in. I'm waiting. Bring it in. Come on. Come on, little feller. I can feel the love. Can you feel the love? I feel the love. I think I'm delusional. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. So I'm going to sign off here. Thank you very much again. Big shouts as well again to John Russo of the Coywolves. I appreciate you letting me showcase your music here, my dude. And I will catch you guys next time on The Harder Show. Take it easy, guys.